far as other teams trying to figure out who to defend.
Yeah, way more dangerous, way more explosive too. When you got other guys like C and Turp out there, it's another component of explosiveness that you can't really describe. You know what I mean?
Shotty was talking about how you can, these last few games with CD out, they've been able to move you around more.
Mm-hmm.
How much has opened up for you in these 3 games, and where's your confidence level at with just how things are going with Shotty and everything?
Super good. Like I said, moving me around, especially when C was out, which gave me a better understanding of like the full playbook now. You know what I mean? As well. So like when C comes back, Turk comes back, now they can move more of us all around. A little bit better than we did before.
How much more dangerous do you think you guys can be as a unit with that added element?
Super dangerous. Super dangerous. Especially plus Ferg too. You can't forget about Ferg, but super dangerous.
How much fun are you having out there playing football?
Super fun, especially like the guys like this in this locker room that want to make plays, especially on the offense. The guys that I see every day, receivers, Flo, PC, they kind of keep me super happy as well.
Have you always played this much joy, or people just didn't see it, or why didn't they see it? It seemed like it's like a new revelation about it.
Yeah, definitely, especially off the camera. So I can't record myself, so I feel like definitely people can put stuff out there to kind of, tarnish an image, but I always feel like I was having fun, like you said, and definitely, like I said, with the guys in the receiver room, like I said, PC, C, Turp, the guys that I see every day kind of, keep us uplifted as well.
Coach talked about how you have choreography after big plays,
Yeah.
whether in practice or on the games. Do you practice that? Do you plan it?
It's a little bit of both. I'm an energy guy, so like I caught a few go balls a day, and I was just thinking like, if I catch that in the game, then I'm gonna do this. Or if I catch a slam, get a first down, I'm gonna do this. So I definitely think about it.
And the handshakes you have with what Coach said was 40 different people.
Yeah.
Do you always come up with them, or how does that
Yeah, sometimes other guys come up with something and then tell them to me, but definitely since I was new on the team, that's kind of something that I wanted to bring to the team. Lots of handshakes for the guys.
Did you have those in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I had a few, just with not as many guys as I do now. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite this time around?
I feel like everybody's, pretty cool, honestly.
Where's that catch, the one across the middle, and then you leap over a guy? For you personally, where does that rank?
I'll probably say, out of all the plays that I made in my life, not dead last, but definitely in the middle somewhere.
Why? Why is that?
Just because I've did crazier stuff as far as practice, game. Pretty sure everybody's seen a catch when I was at the Steelers. I've just done wilder things to me, I feel like. And I feel like to play like on Sunday is a kind of wild thing to everybody else, you know what I mean?
Do you visualize stuff like that?
No, I'm definitely an instinct guy. Definitely figure out when guys are going to do certain things, and then I react.
Do you ever surprise yourself?
The most surprising I ever had in the game was probably the catch that I had like 2-3 years ago. That was probably the most surprising.
George, how close are you to having a chemistry with Dak Prescott where you guys can just look at each other and know what needs to get done?
Super close now, even closer. I'll probably say, halfway through the season, moving me around, kind of like he said, got the chemistry even more, especially when CD was out.
Is this why you came here? The production you're seeing, the fun you're having, showing people that I'm that dude. Is this why you came here, wanted to be here?
It's definitely something that I wanted to showcase. I wouldn't say like a total reason of like why I came here, but definitely something I wanted to showcase.
Jerry said you've been better than expected. Would you be open to staying here long term?
I wouldn't mind it. Like I said, the guys in the locker room super cool. The energy is great. But like I said, I always, want to showcase my talents, most definitely.
Does a looming contract situation kind of make you nervous, or how does it make you feel knowing? I mean, this is the best stretch of your career. You didn't get paid.
I probably wouldn't really say all that because I'm definitely in the middle of the season, so like I'm not fully thinking about it. I kind of just want to keep going and see how far we can get in the season as far as playoffs and stuff like that. But definitely, keep on improving.
When it comes to your personality, Shotty said today that you say a lot of things that make guys here laugh. He said, you had some catch, and he was like, wow, could you believe that? And you're like, I know, right? Do you consider yourself a funny guy? How would you describe your personality?
Oh, definitely, especially to the guys. I'm super funny. I feel like when you really get to know me, I feel like Shotty really knows me, so that's one thing he definitely can say about me because I'm definitely a goofy guy that makes people laugh for sure.
How else are you goofy?
Just certain jokes and certain little puns for guys. We're always playing football, so I kind of lighten it up.
George, you talk about long term. What's most important? Is it quarterback play? Is it
winning? Is it money? I mean, what do you think about when you think about just, hey, I want to be someplace in the next contract?
Definitely winning, I feel like, just because that's been, like, my resume the whole time. I won in high school. I won at Georgia. So that's probably definitely winning. And I always think about winning, so yeah.
You got in the end zone 5 straight games. Why is that, and how do you keep that going?
Playmaking, rat catches, turning little catches to big ones, trying to, make explosiveness on big catches, just a lot of playmaking.
How much have you gotten to connect with Jerry Jones, and how would you describe that relationship so far?
He's definitely a cool guy for me. It's a guy I've always watched on TV and stuff like that. But I definitely say he's definitely a bigger person than, everybody else knows him around here. I feel like he has his own life going on as well, too. And that's kind of like the part that I want to know about Jerry, him outside of football.
Have you guys talked at all about future?
No, not much. We kind of been in the lab and then definitely focusing on getting CD back and a few guys back, too.
What's something you learned about Jerry Jones that you didn't know beforehand?
I haven't seen him in a while. I haven't seen him since, like, the first day I kind of got here. But definitely he's a lighthearted guy. I feel like the media is definitely like I said, it can definitely tarnish some people or give the wrong image to people. But I feel like if you used to sit down and have a conversation with him, he's a lighthearted guy.
How in tune were you with the narratives about you in Pittsburgh? Was people sending you stuff and was it hard to ignore?
It wasn't really hard to ignore because I knew who I was. I'm the person who's everybody saying now. You see what I mean? It's just like a thing that you just kind of have to go through. And then I always kind of knew that the people don't know me, so I never really cared.
Do you think that this organization brought more of that out of you, or didn't show it as much in Pittsburgh?
I think there's better opportunities for me to show myself here.
Despite you guys being 2-3-1, the division is still wide open. If you guys defeat the Commanders, you move into second place. Just talk about how critical it is for you to get this one, especially at home.
Yeah, you definitely. That's one thing I definitely want to do is definitely get the win, especially here. Every game we didn't play here, we kind of didn't. It was a tie with the Green Bay game, but we was definitely possibly winning that one as well.
You mentioned, CeeDee Lamb and the Cowboys. Jerry Jones keeps saying, Ian, he keeps telling us, hey, we got the picks. I said it on the Insiders the day of the Micah Parsons trade. I said Jerry Jones has managed to make himself relevant no matter what they do or don't do by virtue of getting an extra first-round pick next year and all the questions that raises. He has made them a centerpiece story in the NFL, even if this team isn't particularly good. Do you buy or sell? We will see the Cowboys make a trade to bring in a player prior to the trade deadline that's 20 days away.
I do think that it is at least a little bit intentional to let everyone know. I mean, yes, it's about the media and to make sure that this segment happens, make sure we talk about the Cowboys during this segment. But I do think some teams like themselves being out there because, like, let's say you have an edge, and I assume that's where it would be. Let's say you have, Bradley Chubb. I don't know, just pick a random edge. Arden Key, Kingsley Anibare from the Pack. Like, if you have an edge that you might trade, you're going to call the Cowboys. Now you're going to call the Cowboys. So at least what Jerry Jones has guaranteed is that they get a look at there he is right there.
That's the perfect Jerry Jones photo right there, by the way. That is a man who he's talking about the Cowboys. They're 2-3-1, and we're talking about they're going to make a splash move at the deadline, Ian.
Man. Yeah, and I don't even know that it would be a splash, but I could see them bringing in someone. They love defensive tackles. They could use an edge. That would make sense. The only problem is that as an organization, they have done some trades. They sure have done some trades. I think last offseason they did a bunch of trades. They are a team that collects picks. They have drafted very well, with the exception of Mozzie Smith and maybe a couple others. But they have drafted very well, so well that they keep having to pay their guys top dollar, which has sort of led to this mess to begin with. I could see them doing some trades, but I can't see them giving up a ton because they're not a team that likes to just go all in because there is no going all in the NFL, right? I mean, you always sort of have to collect the picks and make sure that you're investing in your future and all that. So I could see them doing something. I just don't know how. I just don't know that they're going to say, all right, we got an extra one for Micah. We're just going to trade that for whoever. I don't know.
The all-in or not thing is also interesting as it pertains to what the Jaguars are doing right now, because obviously James Gladstone and Liam Cohen were with Les Snead and the Rams. They saw the bleep them picks Les Snead. They also saw all right, now because we did that for a long time, we now need to get rid of all these older, expensive players and get a bunch of draft picks and then have one of the youngest roster and kind of start the process
and hit on all the picks.
The Jaguars appear to be in bleep them picks mode. They appear to be willing, by virtue of giving up the next year's one to go get Travis Hunter, by virtue of a really different deal, the Greg Newsome swap for Tyson Campbell, where they're going, we're going to get rid of the cost-controlled guy for the next several years who doesn't really fit for a guy on an expiring contract who we think does fit. I know this. I will say, James Gladstone has certainly been in contact with other GMs, basically letting them know, like, hey, whenever you're ready, you got any ideas? Like, I want to talk trade. I mean, he told me that in August. He was like, I can't believe nobody's trading yet. I'm like, it's August 7th, dude. Like, it'll get going. Yeah. Don't worry. I would not be surprised at all if we see the Jaguars do something else before the deadline that makes us go, huh, they really are going in to win right now.
Yeah, and I would say, they have a couple areas of focus. I would say defensive line probably makes sense for them. So, there are some defensive linemen who certainly have been in focus and discussed. I could see them adding there. But you're right. I mean, they got a quarterback, and I think Trevor is playing well enough now for them to say, like, all right, like, we don't need a number one pick for a quarterback. And my theory, and who really knows, but my theory has been, if you have a quarterback, you don't need a number one pick. You can use that for whatever you want. Whereas why, like the Cowboys, they traded Micah for a couple ones, I'm kind of like, all right, are they building up a stack of ones to go get a quarterback after Dak? Like, that was kind of my first thought when I found out about this trade. So I think if you're the Jaguars, it's actually a pretty good team. You got a quarterback. You got all sorts of players at the skill spots. You have edge. You have some corners. Like, you can use picks to load up because you kind of don't, need anything, right? There's nothing.
George Pickens has quickly become one of the brightest stars in Dallas. What started as a mid-season trade that many questioned has now turned into one of the best moves of the entire NFL season. In just 6 games with the Cowboys, Pickens hasn't just revived his career, he's transformed this offense. He's brought swagger, toughness, and big play energy to a team that desperately needed a spark after losing CeeDee Lamb for several weeks. And now, as Pickens dominates the league, there's one big question on everyone's mind. Can Dallas actually afford to keep him? Since the moment he landed in Dallas, George Pickens has been everything Cowboys fans could have hoped for and more. The so-called attitude problem label that followed him from Pittsburgh has completely vanished. Here in Dallas, he's found purpose, leadership, and consistency. Through 6 games, Pickens leads the NFL with 6 receiving touchdowns, already surpassing his career high. He's on pace for an incredible 91 catches and nearly 1,500 receiving yards, numbers that would put him among the elite receivers in football. But it's not just the stats, it's the way he's doing it. Highlight plays, contested catches, and clutch moments that are electrifying AT&T Stadium every single Sunday. When CeeDee Lamb went down with a high ankle sprain, many feared the offense would stall. But instead, Pickens stepped up and took command. He became Dak Prescott's go-to target, the deep ball machine, and the reliable chain mover when Dallas needed it most. That stretch didn't just prove that Pickens could handle the pressure, it showed that he could thrive as a true number 1 receiver. And now, with Lamb returning, the Cowboys suddenly have one of the most terrifying 1-2 punches in the entire NFL. Defenses can't double either one. You cover Lamb, Pickens will beat you. You shade coverage to Pickens, Lamb will light you up. It's a nightmare for defensive coordinators. Pickens himself has spoken about how that period without Lamb helped him grow. In his own words, moving me around, especially when CeeDee was out, gave me a better understanding of the full playbook. That means when both of them are healthy, the Cowboys can use them anywhere, outside, inside, even motioning pre-snap to create mismatches. That kind of versatility is priceless, and Dak Prescott has wasted no time building chemistry with his new weapon. You can feel it. The timing, the trust, the confidence. Pickens is no longer just another target. He's a difference maker. But here's where things get interesting. Pickens is set to hit free agency after this season, and when he was asked about his future, his answer gave Cowboys fans a glimmer of hope. "I wouldn't mind it," Pickens said when asked about staying in Dallas long-term. "The guys in the locker room have been super cool. The energy is great. I always want to showcase my talents." That's not a commitment, but it's not a rejection either. It's the kind of quote that keeps a fan base on edge, hopeful that this story has a happy ending. Pickens went on to say that he's not focused on contracts right now. I'm definitely in the middle of a season, so I'm not fully thinking about it because I want to just keep going and see how far we can get this year. His priority, he said, is winning, and that matters, because if there's one thing that defines the great players, it's that hunger for victory above everything else. Winning has been my thing, he said. I won in high school, I won at Georgia, and that's all I want to do here. That mentality fits perfectly with what this team is trying to build under Brian Schottenheimer: grit, unity, and resilience. But there's a catch, and it's a big one. Pickens' value is skyrocketing. According to SpotTrack, his projected market value sits at an eye-popping $145 million over 5 years, nearly $30 million per season. That kind of contract would make him one of the highest-paid wide receivers in the NFL. And for Dallas, that presents a serious financial puzzle. They already extended CeeDee Lamb last year with a massive $136 million deal. Paying both Lamb and Pickens top-tier money would mean dedicating over $60 million per year to 2 receivers. That's superstar money, and in a salary cap league, that kind of investment can reshape your entire roster. Jerry Jones and his front office are masters at manipulating the salary cap. They've done it before, finding creative ways to keep stars together, but this one might be their toughest yet. It's not about whether Pickens deserves it, he absolutely does. It's about whether Dallas can afford to build around 2 elite wideouts while still protecting Dak Prescott, keeping the defense competitive, and maintaining the balance of a complete team. This is the kind of decision that defines franchises. On one hand, you have a player who fits perfectly in your system, has proven his worth, and is loved in the locker room. On the other, the price tag is massive, and every week he keeps making highlight plays, that number keeps going up. The Cowboys front office will have to make one of the hardest calls in the NFL this offseason. Can they find a way to keep both CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens without breaking the bank? For now, Cowboys fans should simply enjoy the show. Enjoy watching 2 of the most talented receivers in football share the field with a quarterback who's playing some of the best football of his career. Enjoy the chemistry, the explosiveness, and the energy that has brought life back to Dallas. Because no matter what happens this offseason, right now, in this moment, the Cowboys offense is one of the most electrifying sights in the NFL. And George Pickens is right at the heart of it. So, Cowboys Nation, what do you think? Should Dallas do whatever it takes to keep Pickens in the star for years to come, even if it means a record-breaking deal? Or is it too risky to commit that much to 2 wide receivers? Let us know what you think in the comments. Hit that like button if you believe in this duo, and don't forget to subscribe for all your latest Cowboys news, reactions, and updates right here on Dallas Report.